Alvaro talked that we have two target acquisitions, but being a Nasdaq company and the image that we gain into the market has given us the opportunity to, in the negotiation process with the target acquisition, getting a fantastic terms.
Welcome back, everyone, to another online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com. I'm your host, Stuart Smith, and once again, we are here to shine a spotlight on some of the smartest and freshest plays in the market today. And we're welcoming back one of the companies we've spoken to a couple of times so far here in 2025. We're going to get a year in review from the management of the company, and we're going to also talk about what's really got them so excited about the foundation that was built heading into 2026. I'll tell you what, the company's name is IQSTEL. The ticker on the Nasdaq is IQST. We've already spoken to CEO Leandro Iglesias, as well as the CFO for the company, Alvaro Quintana. I want to let you know, first and foremost, thank you for tuning in. Our first podcast with the company had 10,000 viewers, just under 10,000 viewers. And I'm going to tell you these headlines because we're going to go into the recent news for the company. The title of that one was Prepares for Upcoming Dividend. And then a month later, we had 11,000 of you tune in to Can IQSTEL hit $1 billion in revenue in 2027? Well, let me tell you something. December 3rd, here's the headline. IQSTEL confirms $500,000 shareholder dividend to be paid on December 30th in free trading IQST common shares as part of its long-term shareholder value strategy. Check mark to that one. And then IQSTEL reports Q3 2025 results, $102.8 million quarterly revenue, 42% sequential growth, and strengthened balance sheet. So the company is well on its way to hitting that other title, which Can IQSTEL hit $1 billion in revenue in 2027? Let's welcome to the show our guest today. First, let's welcome Leandro Iglesias, the CEO. How are you today, sir?
Fantastic, Stuart. A pleasure being here talking about the company and our plans. Thank you for this opportunity.
All right. And once again, the true hero of the company, because he's the CFO, and I'm a CFO. Alvaro Quintana. How are you, Alvaro?
Good morning, Stuart. Very good. Thank you for inviting us again to talk about IQSTEL.
Well, I love the fact that we've become friends enough that I could say that to you, Leandro, but it's been wonderful to speak to both of you. And truly, as a CEO and a visionary, you've got to be really pleased with what your company's been able to achieve so far here in 2025. As you look back on the year through your lens as the CEO, what stands out most to you?
Well, listen, this year has been fantastic. You know, we get listed in Nasdaq. That is a fantastic milestone. We are having a company with zero debt, no convertible note, no warrants outstanding, and we are achieving our goal that was reach 400 million run rate in revenue with a mix of 80% telecommunications and 20% fintech. So our company is, gaining traction. We are in this process. We have like $2.7 million EBITDA run rate. So we're in fantastic shape. We are preparing the company for our next step up for the next year is to achieve $50 million EBITDA run rate. And the next year, achieve the $1 billion revenues. It has been a fantastic year.
Well, I definitely do know because we've been along for part of the ride, and I'm excited to say that so many other people have joined along the way. Do you want to join along the way? All you need is that ticker symbol, IQST. They do a terrific job of keeping you in the know. And as you scroll down through their press releases, you have opportunities to socialize with the company through their social handles. You can visit their website. And of course, you can go back to our earlier interviews, which will give you the foundation of the business model for the company and how they operate. But Alvaro, let's transition from the sort of internal side of things, the looking at the numbers. What has you most excited about? What has the company achieved here in 2025?
In terms of revenue, we are expecting to hit our goal for the end of the year. So that's going to mean a growth of between 20-22% compared to 2024. So that's a fantastic number. And another thing that I would like to remark is all our operating subsidiaries are showing positive net incomes. positive operating cash flow. Then our balance sheet is stronger than ever. We have about close to $50 million in assets. Our net shareholders' equity is above $17 million, which means a number around $12, which is also a reference. So basically, we are very pleased with what we have achieved during this year. It has been a hard work, long road, but we are very excited about our result for the year and what we are expecting to do for next year.
Let me add a little bit something, just to explain how undervalued our company is nowadays. We have more net stockholder equity than market cap. That's the crazy situation that our company is, and our market cap is minimum, and you compare a company that has almost $50 million in assets. So that's the current situation of the company, and that's the challenge that we have for the next year, is to close this gap and achieve that the market capitalization of the company meets the business operations of the company.
Well, speaking of operations, we had an opportunity to speak to a sibling company, and I'm pulling that from a recent headline, and that's Cycurion and their CEO, Kevin Kelly. I know, in speaking with him, he's really excited about the work your two companies are doing together. Leandro, let me ask you, can you kind of break down for us how the companies have invested? Well, let's just even talk about the origin story, if you will. We like to say that here in the United States when we talk about our superheroes, and you guys are kind of creating a super group of two public companies. Talk to me a little bit about the origination of how the two companies came together and evolved here in 2025.
Yeah, sure. Listen, the way that we explain our company, our DNA is telecommunications, and we have built a very solid business platform over the years, selling millions of dollars to the large telecommunications companies around the world. So in this process, having this business platform, we always has been looking for adding high-tech, high margin services. And we decided to move ahead with the cybersecurity. And we were looking for the right partner. And Cycurion is an amazing company. They are selling and offering services to the U.S. government. They have a fantastic team, fantastic management, and we decided to set up a partnership with them, exchanging $1 million in each company. And moving ahead in this process, we are working on developing different solutions, adding AI into their solutions. And our idea is to having a very sophisticated state-of-the-art solution in cybersecurity using AI. We complete the first phase in this process, and we are moving ahead in the second phase. But we are really excited to work with Kevin and his team. And, it's an amazing company, and they have a fantastic technical skills. And IQSTEL cannot have a better partner for offering cybersecurity services.
Excellent.
Yes,
That's wonderful to hear. Go ahead. Yes.
Let me add something about this partnership with Cycurion. They has been developing great products and services. And just imagine having a great product and a great service with the commercial footprint that we have. We have commercial teams in 20 countries, and we have business relationship with 600 telecom operators around the world. And through those commercial relations that we have, we can reach 2.7 billion end users. So just imagine that all that putting together great services with an extraordinary commercial footprint. We are expecting a lot from this working that we are doing together.
Well, and I'm glad you pointed out your international footprint, because when we were speaking with Kevin and the wonderful year that Cycurion has had, and for those who don't know, ticker symbol on the Nasdaq, CYCU. One of the things Kevin really wanted to achieve here in 2026 moving forward was more of an international footprint. And so the forging of your two companies together working forward, that's going to really be a symbiotic relationship for him as well. Leandro, any specific goals that you see in working with CYCU here in 2026 moving forward?
Yes, of course. We are going to launch our products for the telecom industry in the first half of the 2026 in a major telecommunication event. We are in the process of enrolling and onboarding the team that is going to support the business development side in IQSTEL for giving to go to our customers, knocking at the door and offering the cybersecurity services with the Cycurion team. And this is basically where we are. But listen, the most important part of this secret sauce is that for huge companies, telecommunications, we are already in. Having a relation with a company of that size, you need to spend years, and we are already in doing business for $1 million. They trust in us. So the strategy is complete when we are the customer believe in us, and we are going to sell a high tech, high uh, top of the performance team as Cycurion is, and that's the key of this process. But as I say, we are going to launch the products in around May in 2026, but we are having news about this process because our technical team are working on the AI solutions that we are developing together.
Well, Alvaro, let me go back to you because the title of one of our podcasts with your company was Can IQSTEL hit $1 billion in revenue in 2027? But we also talked about the company being able to achieve the incredible goal of being debt free. When you look at the foundation that you've built here in 2025, obviously it's never every year is going to be its own reactionary. Things are going to change, markets are going to shift, but you've got to be pretty confident in the foundation that you've built moving forward.
So having a company that is debt free, we have no convertible notes, no warrant outstanding. Give us a lot of space to operate on that size. No, our balance sheet is, as I was saying before, is a strong balance sheet. We have a growing net shareholders equity year after year. If you compare the net shareholders equity per issue share year after year, that number has been increasing. So we have been adding value to our shareholders. And of course, for example, for next year, we are expecting to increase organically our revenue in a figure that is around 25%. Okay. And to achieve the 1 billion revenue goal that we have for the next 2 years, we are discussing and we are in conversation for 2 acquisitions that we are right now in the middle of due diligence and getting into the details of the companies that we have as a target. But basically, that is where we are working right now on that regard. But our foundations are very strong. It's a very clean company.
Well, absolutely. It's a clean company. Go ahead.
Yes, I think it's important that, having the Nasdaq stamp in our company has given us like a catalyzer to increase the business with our customers and, gaining traction about the business operation because, the large telecommunications companies feel more confident in us, that we are a Nasdaq company with all the corporate governance, everything, transparency. So that's a really good part. But Alvaro talked that we have 2 target acquisitions. But being a Nasdaq company and the image that we gain into the market has given us the opportunity to, in the negotiation process with the target acquisition, getting a fantastic terms for offering to pay the company in 2-3 years, part in preferred shares is amazing. So not only us, the target acquisitions are seeing us like a huge opportunity to get on board of a fantastic company with a brilliant future and exceptional business platform for over the years, because we are not building a company for next year. We're building a company for more than a decade.
Well, and I like that you brought up that part about the validation that comes with being a Nasdaq listed company because of the different boxes you have to check all along the way and throughout the year. It's a never ending process. You don't just become a Nasdaq company and they say, okay, go do your thing. You have to be checked throughout the year, quarterly. You have to be in compliance with very rigid standards, and your company's done a great job of that. So let's get to the part where we look at what's making you the most excited about 2026. Alvaro, you mentioned the 2 acquisitions that you're targeting currently. Leandro, obviously the work you're doing with Cycurion, but internationally, where you are right now, how do you feel about the year 2026? I'll start with you, Leandro.
Well, this is a coin with 2 faces. Okay, let's talk about the company. The company is gaining traction, and as we already announced, that our organically forecast for 2026 is going to be $430 million. But when we are going to add in a acquisition to that, we are going to surpass $500 million in this process. But this is the company. We are in the process to gaining profitability in the company. Our goal is to achieve $50 million EBITDA run rate in 2026. That is fantastic. The reason why, and this is the connecting dots with the security and talking about the stock. Companies in our market usually trades around between 10, 20 EBITDA or even more. So our plan to land around $50 million EBITDA we have this expectation that the market is going to react and close the gap about the valuation. So being said that, the company is entering in a new phase for next year. We are starting to give a dividend this year, and it's something that we are planning to do on a yearly basis based on the operating results of the company. But more than this, we are going to enter in from 2026. We are going to start to having earning calls in a quarterly basis. So our idea is to open a new communication channel with our shareholders, explaining the plans, the vision, because we have around 20,000 shareholders. We want that they have the information in first hand from us, understand what is our plan, our vision, what is the amazing project that we are building.
It's interesting you say that. There's a company I've heard about there that hosts earning calls. Their name's SmallCapVoice.com. You might know their handsome CEO, Stuart. That's me. Anyways, let's move on. Alvaro, maybe we could talk about that on another call. You've built a great foundation. We've hit that over and over in this interview, but it's not easily done. I mean, to be debt free, to get your company burn rate down, the investment you have made into your team and into the companies that you have brought under your fold, it's really important. So for you, looking at 2026, what's got you most excited, Alvaro?
Well, the incorporation of high margin services like cybersecurity services and the fintech services. Now, this year, we're going to end, our revenue is going to be divided 80% from the telecom business and 20% from the fintech business. And in that path to being a profitability company, including services with a higher margin is really important. So, and that's where we are focused for next year. The launch of the cybersecurity services around May next year. What we are doing, a mix between cybersecurity and artificial intelligence services, the fintech project that we have that is already generating revenues. That's where we are focused for next year, increasing our margins for the company.
Yep. Yep. And that's very important in closing that gap that Leandro talked about as well. So, gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure once again to have met you this year in 2025, been able to chart the progress of your companies throughout these interviews. We look forward to great things from both you individually and your company in 2026. Leandro, any closing thoughts or comments that you would like to leave with any potential investors that might be tuning in today?
Yes, Stuart, thank you very much for this opportunity. We can be the whole day talking about the company, but I want to transmit the passion that we have for our company. We have been partners and working on this company over the last 17 years. And this is, we are focused just in this project. We are going to build a fantastic company over the years that is going to last for decades. And that's the goal. I want to transmit that passion that we have for the company, and thank you much for this opportunity.
So let me break that down real quick before I ask you, Alvaro. It's not just about the here and now for your company. And I think the way we look at it is an investment now in your company. We're not looking for a day trade play here. We're looking for a long-term partner with your investors that are coming along, because this isn't a company that's just formed. It's the last 17 years of blood, sweat, and tears for these gentlemen, and it's the next 17 years for these gentlemen as well. So, Alvaro, your closing thoughts or comments for any potential investors tuning in?
Yes. Look at the potential of the company. We believe we are an undervalued company. We have been building a business platform, and we are ready to explode. I think we have been putting all the pieces together that we wanted. Now, well, the future looks brilliant for us. We have 17 years operating this business, 10 years 7 years as a fully traded entity, and the results are there. We have been a full reporting company since the beginning. We have never been late in our filings. We have every major issue or relevant event related to the company has been made public through a form, an 8K form. So transparency and keeping this communication with our shareholders is a key element for both, for me and Leandro.
Well, Leandro Iglesias, CEO of IQSTEL, have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alvaro Quintana, to you as well, the CFO of the company. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, and we want to thank you as our viewers for tuning in. So we had just under 10,000, then we had 11,000. Let's get this one over 15,000 views for this company. Let's hear your comments. Send them directly to us here at smallcapvoice.com. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. For Leandro and Alvaro, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for tuning in.